So in the next video, we're going to be discussing the different positions to begin the training process and build an understanding surrounding how to do Kegels and the positions that we're going to start and then build upwards towards. But we wanted to take the time in this video to reiterate something that we mentioned in the first video when it came to Kegels, and that is, what is the mindset surrounding how to do a Kegel, when to do a Kegel, and why to do a Kegel. And now it's much more than just the idea of doing this as an exercise and then therefore you will get better, right? The idea here is that we're going to be doing this exercise. We're going to be learning it in these different positions coming up. You're going to grow your understanding of what it feels like to utilize the appropriate muscles. You're going to grow your understanding of not using everything else. You're going to learn the idea of the body is like a band or an orchestra, and each part of the body has its own independent role to make things work, right? But the pelvic floor needs to learn how to play it solo, right? You need to have the understanding of, this is how I do it, this is how I know that I'm feeling it correctly, and now I'm going to apply it to all of these different movements, and we're going to be able to apply it to different types of contractions: the fast, the slow, the endurance, the power. All of those things are going to be covered, right? But again, just to reiterate, we are not siloing off the idea of doing Kegels and doing them at a time where you're going to spend 15 to 20 minutes a day, 3 to 4 days a week, practicing this movement with prescribed amount of exercise. And then for the rest of the day, you're just going to forget about it. You're going to move without intent, and things are going to get better, right? It is way easier to start this process before you have had surgery and before there is a physiological insult to your pelvic floor area and those surrounding structures, right? So we take this very seriously, and we take the application of the Kegel to these day-to-day tasks, to these recreational tasks, to these daily activities of life, because you can't expect to get better by just doing the exercise. It's exercise, application, exercise, application. So we're going to keep reiterating it. It's very important. We wanted to reiterate it before we deep dive into these different things to consider and do while performing the initial practice exercises before we apply to the game time or the list of recreational daily movements known as game time exercises or game time movements. So more exercises coming right up.